You live in an apartment or a postage stamp backyard? How do you grow food? We're going to talk about it and give you solutions today. Hey, Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. I'm just going to be quiet for a moment. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but right after a rain, when you hear these birds, it wasn't a big rain, just a little brief, nourishing type of rain. When you hear that sort of thing and you hear those birds, it is just so peaceful. All right, so we're going to talk about solutions today, like we always do. One of the biggest issues and questions I get, or even statements, whether it's in YouTube, whether it's in Patreon, whatever the case may be, a lot of folks ask, well, I can't do what you do. I don't live on acreage. I don't have a bunch of land. I don't have all this. Well, we've discussed it before, and some of the solutions that do exist, let's say you live in an apartment, or maybe your backyard isn't, as big or wide or as expansive as you'd like it to be. Tons of awesome permaculture solutions out there, but I'm going to suggest the one that I've been doing forever and a day, and the one I'm going to take you for a ride on today. Now, we're in the area where I normally go whenever I need any kind of mulch or materials that I'm going to make compost with. I'm at that area. There's probably, only God knows, but there's got to be hundreds of cubic yards of leaf litter and wood mulch and all kinds of stuff out here. But you know what else it is? It's also a fertile place that's seldom visited. Right below my feet right now, I could kick aside a little bit of this wood mulch that's right down here. And, you're not too far away from compost, which I'm kind of doing right now, but that's not really going to work out. Now, okay, you're in an apartment, you're in a small backyard, whatever the case may be, and you're wondering, well, what do I do? Well, you know what? Guerrilla garden. In this spot right over here last year, and I took you for a ride on that one, I probably got almost 80 pounds of tromboncinos and cushaw squashes out of there. Well, I'm going to do the same thing this year, and I'm also going to do it in other areas. Now, first of all, let's think about where we want to do some of this stuff. Joel Salatin humorously stated before, but it was actually true, that people are going to national forests, and they're growing ganja, and nobody's ever thought about growing tomatoes? Well, maybe that's one of the dogs we want to take to the hunt, especially when you stop to consider. I was in the garden store the other day, and they charged, I think somewhere in the neighborhood, I kid you not, about $1.25 per slip of sweet potato slips. That's 3 times or more than what it was last year. So the prices are going up, but as always, y'all, we don't give you any problems without providing solutions. Let's talk about them. All right, as far as locations and time of day of the week, it is always best to do this sort of thing, I think, on a Sunday, preferably early, and it's even better still if you got a chance of rain that same day. That means you don't have to carry around rain. Well, we had a little bit of rain a little while ago. You could probably see the remnants of some of it, but later on tonight, we're expecting a fair piece of it. Now, the places you can go. I pick public places 9 times out of 10. Now, there has been a time, and I cited it last year, where I was accidentally planting on somebody's property. It was private property. I didn't know about it. I even chronicled it last year. The owner came up to me, and when I told him what I was doing, he basically said to me, okay, I'll give you this area right here, and if you make it good, I'll give you 2 more acres that you could farm as well. So folks, land is available. You just got to go out there and look, and you got to ask. Don't be afraid to hear that word no. Because 9 times out of 10, it just means give me some more information. Plus, if they can see your enthusiasm and what it is you're doing, you'd be shocked at how many doors that opens. And it's been working for me forever and a day. So just go out there, let them know that you are PIMP, which stands for Permaculture is My Passion. Believe it or not, you'd be shocked. Now, as far as the seeds I'm going to use, well, I got a series of them. Right here, I got some Cherokee Tan pumpkins. These are seconds. What I mean by that are these are seeds that I wasn't going to use at the house. I take all those other seeds that I can't use that aren't wonderful, and I use them in guerrilla gardening, okay? Over here we got cushaw squashes. Now, these are really good, and these are coming from our regular stock. I'm intentionally choosing seeds that go extremely well require very little care, and keep forever and a day once you get your harvest. Can't beat on any of those, especially at this time. Now this one here, I can never pronounce right. I got it from Ben Holler over at the Holler Homestead. Crazy looking seeds. Kasuzi squash. Yeah, sounds like somebody on the Jeffersons, but it's a fantastic squash. Tromboncinos. Yeah, you've heard me talk about these forever and a day. Got the idea for them from the Independent Farmstead. And I want to give a shout out also to Sean and Beth Doherty. Their house burned down. Go check them out. I think there's a funding campaign. I need to look more into that. So also more Cherokee Tan. Got them over here. Those are pumpkins. Now, like I said, these are things that do extremely well. Don't require a whole lot of care. In fact, when I plant everything today, I'm going to do more of this. But as I plant everything today, believe me, I'm not going to be back for a while, probably until harvest. Like I said, in the area I just showed you a moment ago, probably 80, there was more than 100 pounds there. I just left some back for anybody else that might be passing by. So let me show you how I do it. Now I got all these seeds in here. And by the way, I also want to give a shout out to Deep South Homestead, because those Cherokee Tan pumpkins are off the meat wagon, and they're without a doubt my favorite. I mean, honestly, it's this simple, y'all. I'm just gonna start. I know it seems a little bit grassy right here. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna throw whatever I want down into that hole, cover it up. Now, why did I choose this area? Well, a couple of reasons, really. Number one, it was fantastic last year. Number two, it's got kind of a mulch layer around it, even though there's a little bit of green popping up here. Good thing is, where they dump the mulch over there, the likelihood of it getting messed with is little to none. And somebody even left a potted plant over here, for crying out loud. I am going to grow every single thing I can, everywhere I can. I'm going to show you in a little bit how I mean, you could sit here, use your trowel, put this stuff in, however you want to do it. There's another method too, especially with the seconds. When I got seeds, when I'm using seeds that are seconds, I usually just scatter them about, because if they make it, they make it. If they don't, okay, that's fine too. Here's another awesome place over here. Okay, here's what's so cool about it. Sun tracks this way, that way is south. But I'm kind of up against a wood line here, okay? No. Now, from a tactical standpoint, which is something I'm always looking at, is there any way that it can be obscure? Maybe not out there for everybody. And if it is, I don't care anyway, because I'm doing this for everybody. Now, I got a handful of these Cherokee Tan seconds, and I don't even care, y'all. You ain't even, it's going to be hilarious. When the lawn crew comes over here and they see pumpkins coming out the wazoo, trust me, they're going to be thankful. So I'm literally, because these are seconds, these are not my best seeds. If they come up, wonderful. If they don't, that's fine too. I literally throw them down and then just kind of step through it. Because even though this looks like a bunch of muck over here, I'm here to tell you that there's a lot of good soil underneath. Some of this stuff has been sitting here forever and a day. There's piles over there. I'm going to plant these things every single place I possibly can. All right, here's another place where it just happens to be right behind a grocery store, okay? It's in the town where I live. You got this slope up here, which is basically all weeds, blackberry, thorns, you name it. You think this might be a good place to do something of a clandestine guerrilla garden? I think there is. In fact, I might just go ahead and do something like that. Here's the cool part. I will bet you a dollar to a dime that if I were to go in here and talk to the manager and told them what I planned on doing, they would probably respond favorably to it. So always ask if you can. If you find vacant ground that nobody's using, sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness. Look, there's tons of options. They're everywhere. So let's go find one more. Sadly, one of the biggest opportunities we're all going to find these days is defunct commercial properties, and a lot of times residential ones. I mean, here's one that's been basically vacant the whole time I've lived here, okay? Over there, grass. That used to be a gas station right over there, and there was a building on the other side of it. And just recently they tore it down. I know because I came over here looking at it. Here's what I'm getting at. You think the front of this building is an opportunity? This butts right up against I-26 over here, okay? And there is absolutely, positively nothing but opportunity right alongside here. I mean that, opportunity. Maybe I'll do future videos and show you exactly how I'm going to do that. Over there, where they tore that building down, just on the other side of that, that little platform there, where they tore that building down, they basically graded the other side of it. They knocked down all the weeds. All you'd have to do is go in there and throw some seeds out. Could you do a Jeff Lawton instinct garden in a lot of this stuff? The answer is a resounding yes. Look, y'all, the opportunities are all the way around us. I don't need to beat you over the head as far as the state of the world we live in, the cost of everything. Like I said, when sweet potato slips are running at like $1.25 each, you know you got issues, nephew. So I'm going to do a lot more of this because a lot of people are asking, hey, I live in these different places. What do I do? You got more opportunities than you know. I promise you. And I'm going to prove this year just how much food you can grow on land that you don't even own. You just got to control it. And the biggest part is nobody even cares most cases. They don't even care. You may have neighbors, elderly neighbors who no longer get around. Do you really need a lawn? Might be better served growing food, growing animals, chickens, sheep even. Let's all do a better job of trying to look for those. In fact, let me know down below if you have a creative place in which you've gone and reclaimed it to grow food. Tell me about it. If you know somebody who is, let me know about it. Fantastic people like Ron Finley are doing incredible things out in California. I mean, just on the other side of there, you could put up an entire grove of trees. I mean, in fact, years ago, and they're still there, I bet, all over the campus of Leavenworth VA Hospital. There's fruit trees all over that campus, and I'm the only one that knows about it. But they're still there. I probably bet money on it. There's tons of opportunities, y'all. We just got to find them. All right, if you need anything from us, bone sauce, comfrey, the works, look down below. Check us out at the website. Be glad to help you out in any way that we can. And don't forget the Ball in This Pimpcast or podcast on the planet, the Permaculture Pimpcast. New episode every Monday and Thursday. Till next time, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm, where permaculture is my passion. And reclaiming places like this is part of it. We'll see you next time.